What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97 and welcome back to an episode of WWE 2K14 Universe Mode, and this is episode number 29, and we are coming off one heck of a Night of Champions pay-per-view, and it looks like we're going to be kicking things off here tonight on Monday Night Raw with Daniel Bryan. And yes, Daniel Bryan, he seems to have been in a bit of a bitter mood as of late, so we'll have to see what he has to say. I tried to be nice. I tried asking for a match with CM Punk. I demanded a match with CM Punk, but clearly words aren't enough to convince Vince McMahon. But even though Vince is no longer around running things, there are still those back there who have power to control matches. Ugh, if you know who I mean. But since words aren't enough to convince the McMahons that I'm worthy of a match with CM Punk, I guess I'm just gonna have to do things my way in this ring. And since I apparently still need to prove myself, what better way to get my match with CM Punk than by going back to CM Punk's old opponents? I'm going to go back and defeat every single opponent that CM Punk has beaten in this past year, whether it was while he was WWE Champion or whether it was when he did not hold a title, whether it was a non-title match, a submission match, a tables match, whatever it may be. I'm going to go back and defeat CM Punk's biggest rivals in the past year. And you all know who you are, so one of you get out here and fight me. This is some sort of a joke, right? I mean, The Miz. I guess The Miz did face CM Punk earlier this year. Never really. They had a bit of a feud, a bit of an ongoing feud as when Miz was the Intercontinental Champion, but nothing really too much came about that rivalry. They never really had that payoff match. They just sort of, I mean, they had a matchup on Raw, but it never really amounted to a whole lot. But Daniel Bryan now, I guess he's on a quest to defeat CM Punk's past opponents so that maybe that could help prove himself and maybe get himself that match with CM Punk down the road. But I guess we'll have to see then. But I mean, Daniel Bryan, if he's looking to defeat some of CM Punk's past opponents from earlier this year, he's got quite a list of challengers there that he's going to have to face off against. So, not gonna say anything, but I mean, if you see my WWE 13 Universe Mode, you know who's waiting in the wings of this Daniel Bryan challenge. So we'll have to see where things go from here. If Daniel Bryan will indeed go in order and challenge the people that I believe he's going to be challenging. But right now, it looks like we've got The Miz, and I mean, The Miz, I mean, really, what can we say about The Miz? Mike Mizanin, he's had this alleged hitman attacking him, trying to, I don't even know, just trying to injure The Miz. He almost got run over by a car. I mean, his car was blown up, got run over by a monster truck. I mean, Miz just has had no luck as of lately over on that main event show. But, I mean, he has been getting some victories. He hasn't, I mean, I don't know, maybe he's been able to use this potential hitman as a bit of, I don't even know, to try and fuel some new aggression or something like that. But as we can see, Daniel Bryan going right for the submissions. And now The Miz, I mean, The Miz, he hasn't, like, ever since his feud with CM Punk, I mean, he's had, at Over the Limit, he teamed with Chris Jericho and The Big Show to take on The Shield in a losing effort. At SummerSlam, he defeated Antonio Cesaro to become #1 contender for the U.S. title, only to lose his match against Jack Swagger. And then, of course, back last night at the Night of Champions pay-per-view, The Miz was unsuccessful in his match against Bray Wyatt in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament, and he was eliminated. And as we all know, Mark Henry won the King of the Ring tournament. And if you haven't seen the pay-per-view, make sure to go check that out. It was a pretty good pay-per-view overall. And at the main event, we saw a very shocking turn of events that went down as The Undertaker came out after the WWE Championship match between John Cena and Dean Ambrose, intimidated John Cena out of the ring, and then, oh, wait a minute, what is this? Nice submission hold there by Daniel Bryan, tapping into that new DLC moveset, trying to work on the arm of The Miz. And that seems to be what Daniel Bryan's been going for so far, try to work the arm. But The Miz punching Bryan right in the face there. But like I was saying, we had intimidated John Cena, and Cena fell out of the ring. And then The Undertaker, making a statement, delivered a tombstone pile driver to Dean Ambrose after the match. So looks like The Undertaker's got his sights set on the WWE Championship. And wait a minute, what is this? Daniel Bryan locking in the Anaconda Vice here. And this sure is making a statement. Daniel Bryan locking it in. The Miz, can he escape the submission hold? And this definitely would be poetic, as when Miz and Punk did eventually have their encounter, Punk defeated Miz by the Anaconda Vice, as that was really Punk's trademark earlier this year for Extreme Rules, Over the Limit, CM Punk making people tap out to that Anaconda Vice. So Daniel Bryan looking to make a bit more of a statement here by using that Anaconda Vice submission hold and just trying to send a message not only to CM Punk but to management. I mean, whoever is managing Monday Night Raw nowadays after Vince McMahon was attacked, we still have yet to figure out who was behind the attack on Vince McMahon. But Daniel Bryan now going to the top rope here, and it looks like he's setting up the Miz for that diving headbutt off the top rope. We had an air goat right there. And Daniel Bryan now measuring the Miz once again here. And once again, it looks like he's going to go for that Anaconda Vice submission hold, locking it in. And this time, the Miz is forced to tap out. The Miz couldn't get out of that one. And Daniel Bryan is victorious here tonight. So, for Daniel Bryan to start going on this path of challenging CM Punk's past opponents is definitely a good way to start things off. A victory over the Miz. And this just sort of spells how things have been going for the Miz as of late. I mean, what is Miz's situation exactly anyway? I mean, he's been in these confusing scenarios over on main events. I mean, his car getting run over by a monster truck, almost getting run over himself by some sort of vehicle. I mean, Miz just has had no luck, and he still has yet to find out who his alleged hitman is. But Daniel Bryan gets the victory here tonight, so the Miz gonna have to go back over to main event if he hopes to get a victory, as he cannot get the win here tonight on Monday Night Raw. Daniel Bryan victorious, defeating him with the Anaconda Vice. So Daniel Bryan definitely sending a message to the Authority and CM Punk. But anyway, as we have to see here, this was the match card from earlier on. Kofi Kingston defeated Dolph Ziggler, and the Wyatt family defeated Santino Marella and the Great Khali, or as I like to call them, the Job Squad. But yeah, obviously I couldn't show you the match card earlier because that would have spoiled that match that just went down. But it looks like we've got a submission show for you guys and gals, whoever all is watching. We've got a submission showdown here tonight. All three of our matches are submission matches, and as we can see here, this is a bit of a grudge match. Zack Ryder versus Jack Swagger. As last night at the Night of Champions pay-per-view, Zack Ryder and Jack Swagger failed. They were unsuccessful at regaining their tag team championships from Tons of Funk. And after the match, Jack Swagger showing his frustrations, locking in the Patriot Lock on Zack Ryder and forcing his, I guess, former partner now, forcing him to tap out. And now here's Jack Swagger, the real American, the United States champion. And Jack Swagger has held this championship since the Extreme Rules pay-per-view back in April. And wait a minute, what the? Vince McMahon. Wasn't Vince McMahon injured? Why is he out here? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean it's not Vince McMahon? He's right in front of me. I can see him right here. How is that not Vince McMahon? Alright, so I'm hearing word in my headset that is not Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is still in the hospital. So I don't know who this mystery man is dressed as Vince McMahon and what kind of a message he's trying to send here. But whoever it is, that is not Vince McMahon. I just want to clarify that right now. That's what I'm being told in my headset. That is not Vince McMahon. So I don't know what is going on here. I guess I don't even know what's happening right now. But we got to focus on this submission matchup between Zack Ryder and Jack Swagger. And yeah, I don't even know why this mysterious person dressed as Vince McMahon is out here. Like, why this match? Why would he come out now? I don't understand this. But anyway, so let's try to focus back on this match. I mean, just ignore the man dressed as Vince McMahon on the outside. But this is Jack Swagger and Zack Ryder. Their grudge match is Zack Ryder looking for a bit of redemption here. And now this guy, can that not be a disqualification? I mean, I guess he'd never really hit him. He just threw him back in the ring. But obviously, whoever this mystery man is dressed as Vince McMahon, not afraid to get physical with the superstars. And it looks like maybe he's on the side of Jack Swagger here. I don't even know. I don't even know who this is. But Zack Ryder now trying to escape that submission hold, and he does with a kick right to the face of Jack Swagger. As like I said, this is a submission match. Jack Swagger specializing with the Patriot Lock. And now here's Zack Ryder with the Zack attack. But Zack Ryder, he can't pin him here. He's going to have to go for a submission hold. And Zack Ryder, not really much of a submission specialist. So it's going to be interesting to see how Zack Ryder can do in this type of an environment, in this type of a matchup. And a nice back suplex there to the Real American and the United States Champion. So this would be a big victory for Zack Ryder if he could defeat Jack Swagger here tonight. Could potentially line him up for a United States Championship match, maybe down in the future, because now that Jack Swagger not going after the tag team titles, he's going to be able to actually defend that United States Championship on pay-per-views again. As I mean, yeah, the U.S. title, because of Jack Swagger's position in the tag team division, the U.S. title hadn't been getting defended all of that often on pay-per-views. I know Jack Swagger, he defended it at Over the Limit against Dolph Ziggler. He defended it at Capital Punishment against Big E Langston. But ever since then, I mean, Vengeance, he was in the tag team title match, SummerSlam, the tag team title match, Night of Champions, the tag team title match. So Jack Swagger hasn't been able to defend that United States Championship on the pay-per-views, as we did not want him to work double on those shows. But now, Jack Swagger should be able to defend that United States Championship at this upcoming pay-per-view, which is the No Way Out pay-per-view. And there's the Rough Rider from Zack Ryder, as that's now another finisher delivered to Swagger. But, I mean, Ryder, it's not going to do him any good if he can't put Jack Swagger in a submission hold. As now it looks like he was trying to flip him over, maybe try to set him up for one, but Swagger was able to get out of that one. As Swagger, he's been working on the legs so far of Zack Ryder, and that's what you got to do. You got to soften up the leg, the ankle, and weaken him for the Patriot Lock. But Zack Ryder's been doing a pretty good job playing defense and then delivering some punishment on Jack Swagger. Now it looks like he's going for a camel clutch here. But Zack Ryder, can he get enough power behind this to make Jack Swagger tap out? And no, Jack Swagger showing his power, just piggybacking Zack Ryder there and driving him into the mat. And now Jack Swagger, once again a nice counter there by Zack Ryder, planting Jack Swagger face first into the mat. And it looks like the Vince McMahon poser has left ringside here. He's no longer ringside for this matchup. I still don't understand who that man was and what kind of a message he was trying to send to the WWE, but he's gone now, so we can focus back in on this one here, as Zack Ryder had Swagger from behind, but Swagger with a nice counter, and now beating his chest. Looks like he might be setting him up for a gut wrench powerbomb potentially. Nope, he's going right back after the leg there, trying to soften him up for the Patriot Lock. And now Jack Swagger looks like he's going for that Patriot Lock, and he's got it locked in. Zack Ryder, can he get to the ropes, or will he be forced to tap out? As Ryder, he's crawling, trying to get to the ropes to force a rope break, and he does. And that might have been the only escape for Zack Ryder there. The ropes may have been the only way that he could save himself there. And now Ryder taking Swagger back down with a nice neck breaker. And now Ryder once again, another neck breaker, taking down Jack Swagger. As now Swagger rolling out of the ring, trying to catch himself a breather here, trying to take a little bit of a break, and then hung up Ryder on the ropes there. And now a nice counter here into a belly-to-belly suplex. A nice maneuver there from Jack Swagger. As now Swagger with a kick to the gut. And it looks like he's going right back after that leg of Zack Ryder. And now it looks like he was taking a moment there to taunt, but that might not have been the best move on the part of Jack Swagger. As now Zack Ryder has him for a DDT, but Swagger counters into a side Russian leg sweep. Nice maneuver there by Jack Swagger. And now pushing away Zack Ryder. Looked like he was going for maybe a clothesline, but Ryder cut him off at the pass. And now Jack Swagger back to the knee, back to the leg of Zack Ryder. And now Swagger, Irish whip, sending him into the corner. And Swagger planting him onto the mat there. It looks like he's going to be setting him up for the Swagger bomb off the ropes. Nice springboard maneuver there from Jack Swagger. And now the Real American the submission expert right back in with that Patriot lock. And Zack Ryder this time, I don't think he can get out of this, and no, he's forced to tap out. Zack Ryder unable to escape the Patriot lock, unable to get to the ropes to force the break. And Jack Swagger is victorious here tonight over his former tag team partner, Zack Ryder. So, have we seen the destruction of the new millennia? I think yes. And what is this going to do to affect the tag team division, as the new millennia has been in the title picture for several months now? So now that's one of the top tag teams currently now out of the title picture. So that could give an opportunity for some of the lesser teams, the teams that haven't been focused on as much in the recent months, could give them a shot. Guys like the Primetime Players, Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara, the Wyatt family could maybe step up. The Shield potentially, if they see fit to go after the tag team titles. But the Shield is in an interesting situation now. Yeah, I'm not sure, but Dean Ambrose no longer the WWE champion. What is he going to do to try and regain that title? As Ambrose, he's obviously, he has a rematch clause, so he is going to want to utilize that. Maybe we'll see Cena versus Dean Ambrose at No Way Out. But the interesting thing about No Way Out is that the WWE Championship will be contested inside Hell in the Cell. As yes, it was supposed to be the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view, and I'm still going to keep the Hell in the Cell rules. I'm going to have some Hell in the Cell matches at the pay-per-view. But No Way Out, I figured that... Oh, wait a minute, here's Dean Ambrose. Looks like he's going to be competing against John Cena. Or wait, does he have other plans? Dean Ambrose. Oh, and here's Roman Reigns. So it is not going to be John Cena versus Dean Ambrose. It's going to be John Cena versus Roman Reigns right here. And this is still a submission match. So this is going to be an intriguing situation. Roman Reigns also not a submission expert. So can Roman Reigns, is he maybe going to expand his moveset and incorporate a submission hold? Or is he just going to use brute force to just wear out John Cena? I mean, with Cena, I don't think I've ever seen this man tap out. In his career, he's tapped, I think the only time Cena's ever tapped out is to the crossface by you-know-who. But, oh my god, what a Samoan drop there from Roman Reigns. But anyway, like I was saying, Dean Ambrose, former WWE champion, got a rematch clause. And, whoa, Roman Reigns taking some shots at the referee there. I think he just missed Cena there. But anyway, like I was saying, we have the No Way Out pay-per-view coming up. And the reason I chose No Way Out is because that was sort of one of those one-off pay-per-views that they brought back. And it's not going to be in the next game, so I figured why not? We'll use that instead, because Hell in the Cell will be in the next game because they still use that pay-per-view. That was also kind of the reason why I wanted to use Over the Limit one more time before we move to the next game, because I really, the Over the Limit layout just looks really epic. But, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get that far in this universe mode. I think I might be able to make it to Elimination Chamber. That's sort of optimistic thinking. Because I know at this rate, I've been getting a pay-per-view out like every 2 months or so. So that would mean No Way Out would be in like April. June would be Survivor Series. And then August would be not Hell in the Cell, TLC. So I might be able to get to Royal Rumble by 2K14's release. I guess it all depends on how my uploads go, because I know some of my series that I have, I'm trying to wrap up here. The UCW Universe Mode in WWE 13, that series only has, like, I think I've determined there would be, like, I know I have the No Escape pay-per-view coming up, and then there's 5 episodes in between Final Destination, or maybe it's 6. So there'd be, like, under 120 episodes there, so that means I've got, like, 10 or so left. I'm not exactly too sure. That's just a rough estimate. Not even really trying to calculate. But, I mean, it's going to be somewhere around, like, 10 episodes left or something on that series. So that should hopefully be wrapped up maybe by the end of my school year. I guess we'll have to see. So maybe by, like, June. Because I know those videos take a while to work on. And I'm actually at the point where I'm kind of burnt out on WWE 13. I mean, I haven't really been playing it continuously since then, but it is a little more difficult to play WWE 13 as the gameplay is not as fluid as fluent as WWE 2K14. And, you know, using all the created superstars, it takes a little bit longer for the stuff to load, and all the cutscenes that I add in there, all the editing and that kind of thing. And the videos are just a lot longer. And, like, because of how slow my laptop is with rendering stuff, it takes, like, I don't know, usually over 12 hours, maybe somewhere, like, closer to a day, like, closer to 24 hours to do that kind of thing. I think it's usually maybe, like, between 18 to 20, I think, depending on the length of my videos. And they're usually between, like, 45 minutes and an hour for just a regular episode. So those take a little bit longer to work on. And I feel like I'm getting a little burnout on that series, even though I have storyline ideas, but it's a bit more difficult to actually get in the mood to record one of those episodes. And now Roman Reigns with a spear to John Cena. And Cena, I mean, again, this is the point where Roman Reigns, he could have went for the cover on John Cena, but this is not a normal matchup. This is a submission match. And now Roman Reigns driving that knee right into the back of John Cena. And this looks like a pretty painful submission hold, but no. John Cena able to get out of that. Roman Reigns maybe loosening, or not loosening, but losing his grip there. And now Roman Reigns is bashing away at the head of John Cena. But Cena now back to his feet. And he went for a clothesline, but again, Roman Reigns with that huge Samoan drop, taking down John Cena. And now Cena went for the punch to the face, but Roman Reigns with the flying forearm right to the face. And I actually think I'm going to be using that. I think I'm going to change up Roman Reigns' moveset and make that the more of a Superman punch kind of a thing. And now another Samoan drop by Roman Reigns. But I mean, that's kind of the closest thing this game has to the Superman punch. I mean, the jumping clothesline isn't, like, the jumping clothesline is not the Superman punch, because Roman Reigns uses the jumping clothesline and the Superman punch. So it's a completely different move, and that looks kind of like the Superman punch if you look at it a certain way. See, there's the jumping clothesline. Not really a Superman punch. I mean, the other one is kind of like it, but we should definitely be getting a new Superman punch animation in the next game. And now Roman Reigns went for a spear for the second time, and this time John Cena able to sidestep and hit Roman Reigns with a DDT. And John Cena, very nice maneuver there, able to counter the spear into that DDT. And now looking to put Roman Reigns away here with an AA, the attitude adjustment, planting him into the mat. And now John Cena, remembering that this is a submission match, locking in the STF onto Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns trying to crawl to the ropes. Can Roman Reigns escape the STF? And no, Roman Reigns put up one hell of an effort to escape the submission hold, but just could not reach the ropes. John Cena gets the victory here tonight in this submission matchup. So the Shield playing a little bit of mind games. Dean Ambrose having Roman Reigns come out here to compete in this match. And Roman Reigns did a pretty good job. Cena obviously still feeling some effects from the Night of Champions matchup. And Roman Reigns doing a very good job at inflicting some damage, delivering punishment to John Cena. Roman Reigns had a very powerful outing here tonight, but in the end, John Cena, Mr. Super Cena, does it again and defeats Roman Reigns. And look at this, Roman Reigns was so close to the ropes, put up a hell of a fight in that submission hold, but in the end, John Cena with the victory, as you can see, holding up the title. Dean Ambrose from behind, delivering a shot to the back of the head, and now he's got the WWE title across the face of John Cena, and Dean Ambrose just slamming that belt right into the face of John Cena. Dean Ambrose making his statement here tonight that he is still going to go after that WWE Championship. He's got the rematch clause, so he's going to use it, and we'll have to see when these two will face off for that WWE title. But anyway, that was the episode. As you can see, there's the match card. All the victories and stuff like that there. Let's check out the rankings now. Still number one. How? How is Seth Rollins at the top of the WWE title picture? I don't even know. I would change it, but then sometimes when I change it, it like auto resets the ranking, so I have to go in and completely redo it. But anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Keep on YouTubing.